Alice Cooper, I know who he is. Shock rocker extraordinaire. He's the one. Obviously, Marilyn Manson watched Alice Cooper, uh, but I don't really know his music. I know his hits. I know this album. Actually, I had just recently got this album. When I was young, I always wanted this album. It was in Columbia Record Club, but I never bought it. I just thought, well, I don't know. That's kind of not my style, not what I listen to. It's not on AM radio. But I mean, every kid, in the 70s knew School's Out for the Summer. I mean, that was just the song. Even I knew that song. But it's kind of only Alice Cooper I knew. But I never owned this album until now. My first Alice Cooper album, actually, I'll show you a little later, but it came on much later. But since the flooding people were sending me albums, some people gave me Alice Cooper albums, and I've bought some with the whole purpose of sitting and really listening to each song, listening to the lyrics, which is what I have done, and I have written them, my thoughts on each and every song that I have listened to from Alice Cooper. So I have his first 5 albums, and what other ones? I guess not his first 5. We're going to start with Love It to Death. Love It to Death will be the first one. And I want to give you my thoughts on each song as I listen to Alice Cooper really for the very first time. And by that means I actually sat still and paid attention. Not easy for me to do. So let us begin with this. Alice Cooper. And this came out in 1971, produced by Bob Ezrin. This, of course, has the wonderful I got a finger for a penis joke going on. And there we have that as we were doing the whole makeup thing. Nice original inner sleeve, which is just advertising. So on this album, which really wasn't too bad, it starts off with Cotta Dream, and I thought it was just such a great start. It was a really good upbeat number and had a garage rock feel, and I thought his earlier stuff, which he had done, out of Detroit, definitely had more of a garage top type feel to it. Second song, I'm 18. All right, so I knew that song. Perfect song for the audience he was going after, the male teenager, okay? Let's face it, that was his audience, and that was absolute perfect song for him. I love the hard guitars and the drums and just the whole feel of the song. It really is a good song. Lyrically, it definitely spoke to a lot of teenage boys. Then it goes to Long Way to Go. Long Way to Go. And that song had a really neat bass line. I just thought it was very cool. I wrote down, it's an ass-kicking song. Instrumental break broke up the power of the song. That was my only thing. It was so much excitement and adrenaline going. The instrumental break kind of quieted down, and then it brought it back up. Then we go into Black Juju. Dark, sinister feel with pounding tom-toms and organ. Really kind of different. I put one of the quotes, under the soil waiting for worms. I thought was pretty good. This is trippy. I think it's kind of Doorish, like the Doors, almost kind of a feel. I got kind of bored during the quiet interlude, okay? I began to lose my interest in it. But then it had like this MC5 power attack that came on after that. And so, yeah, I liked it. So the first 4 songs, to me, I thought were really good. Then we go to It's My Body. It's a good start to the second side, though it was not a memorable song to me. Hallowed Be Thy Name. I thought that song was kind of a throwaway. Didn't do anything for me. Cool organ and guitar licks, but the vocals just, I felt, weren't as strong. Second Coming came next. It had a military beat with drums, darker sounds, guitars that continued to build with 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 whatever joining in. Oh, with the piano joining in. I have to read my writing, folks. And then it got into more of a quiet type piano. An okay song. It wasn't too bad. Ballad of Dwight Fry, which was interesting. Second Coming segues into the song, so the previous song segues into this, and the vocals. They were okay. Actually, I kind of liked them. There was a lot of emotion, a very eerie feel. This song I had more experimental and I felt made for a stage show. And they had a creepy gong. Okay. And then finally, the last song was Sunrise. And I felt that to me it was a throwaway and was the weakest song on the album. Didn't feel like it fit in whatsoever. So I like this album. 4 songs I really like. Side 1 I will listen to. Side 2, I don't know. Maybe I'll play it again someday. I just can't guarantee, but side 1 I would. So that was in 1971, but in 71 he also put out this Killer. Now, I had this album before. One of a cousin of mine, my cousin Ted, had a few albums, and he gave them to me, and they were beat to piss. They're falling apart. And that cousin Ted wasn't one to take care of anything very good, and he didn't do it with this. I never listened to it. I had it, and I never listened to it. But now I have a much better copy than I had from my cousin Ted. No inner sleeve on it, though. Sad, but that's okay. So Killer came out in 1971. Again, produced by Bob Ezrin. I had a note. This came out 2 years before the whole Rocky Horror Picture Show, but I felt it had a Rocky Horror Picture Show type vibe. I may be totally wrong about that, but that was what my feeling was. It was almost like Rocky Horror. Listen to this, go, hey, that sounds pretty cool. So it starts with Under My Wheels, which sounded... to me, it sounded like Rocky Horror Picture Show. It sounded like it should be on Rocky Horror. Great rocker to lead off the album, and it really gave the album some oomph. I mean, just great start. Then it goes into Be My Love. I like that one. It was more melodic, but still gritty, and it added oohs and ahs and wahs. Nothing wrong with that. There were some fantastic guitar hooks in that one. Third song, we go into Hail of Flies. And that is something that was totally different, definitely more spacey, more psych, and kind of a more complex song. I thought a lot more was going on. It finally kicked in halfway through, but it just went on too long. And I put down, was this their attempt at prog? Okay, it was just like, all right, finish this up by now. And we head into Desperado, which was a tribute to Jim Morrison. Okay song, even added strings, but it just didn't really catch my attention. And it was best when he was screaming. So, okay. You Drive Me Nervous. I like that one. Good start to side 2. Hard rocker, had a garage rock feel. Yeah, kind of a Detroit feel to it is my notation on there. I mean, he was from Detroit, and I really liked when he had that garage rocker type of a music going, but then that's my personal taste. Yeah, Yeah, Yeah was next. Again, it was catchy, nice garage rocker again. The break had this wall of noise going on. It was an okay song. I liked it. Then we go to Dead Babies, and I put creepy. Maybe I'm just too old to interpret Dead Babies. Okay, I got grandkids, man. You know, it was it had a solid, strong chorus, and almost I put like a Beatles feel to it. Dead Babies can't take care of themselves. Yeah, there's a point to be had there, but I just didn't like the whole context of it. And again, it just might be I'm just an old fart. The final song, Killer, interesting start and build up, cool guitars chugging, enjoyed the different layers of sound. good, solid rocker. So it finished off really, really well for me, I thought. Dramatic ending, but preferred the harder rock aspects and not the women screaming and the organ and the chanting going on. So song took off. Killers was really, really good, but then it kind of finished off to me kind of, whatever. Yeah. So this album was okay. Not bad. There was some I really liked on there, but overall, each side had a couple good songs. Brings us to 1972, School's Out by Bob Ezrin. You know why I bought some of these Cooper albums? Because they're just the packaging, okay? The packaging. I had no need to buy this, but it was just cool packaging. Where's my pant? I got panties in here too somewhere. I don't know. It must have fallen out. But this did come with the panties. Oh, there they are. Hey, I lost my panties. Okay, there we have it. All right, thank God we got that. Yeah, just more of a generic. And this actually is not ripped up. So, School's Out. And on here, School's Out was the first song. And I just put, even I know this song. And it actually, definitely great garage rock. It hit number 7 on the U.S. charts. And he had the perfect fan base for it. I mean, he couldn't go wrong with that song. Catchy lyrics and refrain. But then we went to Looney Tune. And I put, not sure how to classify this. A lot of strings burst in halfway through. Cool drum pattern. Much more experimental and trying something different. Then we have Gutter Cats versus the Jets. Yeah, okay. Starts out quietly, then takes off. It goes into West Side Story. I guess I did Alice Cooper and West Side Story. All right. Then there is cat fight or street fight, which is 55 seconds of a cat fight. What a waste of 55 seconds of my life. But, oh well, at my age, 55 seconds counts a lot. Okay, we go to Blue Turk. Kind of a cabaret-ish type song with banjos and electric piano. Finger-snapping groove feel. Again, changing things way up. This song, this album really was all over the ballpark. I mean, he was just trying this, trying that. Let's give this a shot. Give him credit for that. Okay, we head into My Stars, and it looks like I like that one. Starts a little theatrical, quiets down, then the guitars kick in, and they kick in very, very hard, and it gave this song some teeth. Very much enjoyed it. Chaotic ending with a lot going on, so again, we just get a little too much, maybe a little too weird. Public Animal. Is that it? Public Animal? I think so. Great start. Hard punching song. Great hey, hey, hey backing vocals. Funny lyrics. And again, just a great hard rock song. I like that. That's probably one of the better songs on here. Alma Mater came next. Some funny stories, but overall, just an okay song. Didn't do anything for me. Then the grand finale. And it was... we had horns. Not sure how it all fit in. It's kind of like a movie grand finale is what it felt like. Horns had a funky groove. Then West Side Story came back again. We didn't have enough West Side Story. Bring West Side Story back. I like West Side Story. I just didn't need that whole vibe in here. So I put on there, seems this album was written more for a stage show to give the audience what they want instead of some great rock songs. Felt like a concept album, maybe overthinking the whole album. Cooper was about stage. I mean, he figured out what makes him popular. Stage shows. And so his albums became stage shows. Now, anybody knows Alice Cooper and you're watching this, you go, well, duh. But, listening to this, okay, I see it happening. And some of them much more than others. That one had just kind of some odd stuff. All right, $1 Billion Babies was next. And we'll take that out. There we go. Got the lyrics, and we have a little picture. And we got $1 billion in there. So that's awesome. Now we can hold that up for a while. You can look at Ellis. So 1973, once again, Bob Ezrin. Bob Ezrin really, when he had a group, was a big part of this. It starts with Hello Hooray. And again, I like that one. Theatrical feel to the start of this. But it did rock hard, and it set the tone for the album. I like Alice Cooper when he rocks. There's a couple quieter songs, okay, but when this guy rocks, he really knows how to do it well. Then we went Raped and Freezing. Quite the story of a woman taking advantage of him. I had an enjoyable song on that one, so I like that. You know, when you hear that title, you go, "Oh man, this is going to what are we going to do here?" But that was pretty good. Elected, political, hard-hitting piece of rock. Album rocks much harder than School's Out. A lot of grit and cool trombones on here. Crank this one up, very enjoyable. So Elected looks like won my That Song's Awesome award. Then pops into Billion Dollar Babies. This was another ripper. Great guitars and drums. Another one to play loud and rock out to. So side one really started really good on Billion Dollar Babies. Really liked it. But side two began. Oh, then we have Unfinished Suite. And I just put odd start, but it kept building, but pretty stupid lyrics. Yeah, I just thought, what? Okay. How about a demented dentist? And then they have the dental drill. I mean, there was a really good instrumental break in there. We're playing James Bond type riffs. Okay, well, that's something different. But, yeah, well, that's kind of a way it goes. Side 2 starts with No More Mr. Nice Guy. Again, great song. I know this one. Opening guitar chords, sing-along choruses. Song was easy to relate to. Lots of oohs, lots of ahs, and it's an earworm song. Wonderful start. Then we just pop into Generation Landslide. This is another one. Just catchy start with the drums. Just awesome with this great beat that was that was happening. Different feel with kind of a talk singing going on, but it was very catchy, very enjoyable. And as a bonus, you got a harmonica. Who doesn't love a harmonica once in a while? And they did that for you. Then we go to Sick Things. Odd, dark, creepy. Much more theatric and orchestrated. Nice guitar solo at the end, but not a favorite of mine. And then it goes to Mary Ann. Piano and Alice's crooning. Felt really out of place and took away from the hard rocking songs that was happening on here. And I felt there's just no point to it whatsoever. I Love the Dead came next. Again, seemed to make for the stage show. You know, definitely kind of stage show feel. Really kind of have a campy type song. Cool guitar playing, but it just lost the spirit that was going on with the other songs. I really like this album. I just thought it ran out of steam on the last 3 songs, but this is probably my favorite. Well, almost. My favorite Alice Cooper album of the ones that I listened to here. So, really good. I like that one. In case you don't know who Alice Cooper is, go ahead and buy that one, okay? Check to make sure you got the $1 billion. Then we pop in. We got 2 more here to go. Welcome to My Nightmare. I ordered this off Discogs. The seller said, vinyl was very good. The vinyl is very good. I've got the inner sleeve. He says the cover, very good plus. Okay, there's not a lot there, but seriously, really? Very good plus? I know I can use a glue stick, but come on now. Come on. All right, so let's get into this one. All right, this was his first solo album. Once again, Bob Ezrin produced it. This was definitely made for a show, okay? He was having a show. He had these songs were all built around the show. That's my feeling. And, again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's how I felt about this whole thing. This is like a Broadway show happening, and that's what the album is. Welcome to My Nightmare. It starts off. I also put concept album. Okay. Welcome to My Nightmare. It starts off catchy, different from the previous albums. Kind of a disco feel I have. There was this, the horns and the bass happening, had a little disco-y type feel to it. Catchy chorus that was memorable, kind of like a show opening number, all right? Again, they had theatrical show opener. Then it goes to Devil's Food. I like that one. Great opening riffs with guitars and pounding drums, and Cooper just comes screaming in. He just took off. And then Vincent Price comes in, and I get it. Okay, it's Welcome to My Nightmare. He's perfect for it, and just takes a long time talking about educational things about the Black Widow spider. But it fits the whole thematic show going on and would work with this. And that segued into The Black Widow. Okay, and that was another ripper. Throbbing bass, pounding drum beat, great guitar solos, and it was a real stomper. Then it goes to Some Folks. Again, I had campy, theatrical, song and dance number, was my thought. Finally, it began to blast off with some screaming guitars, but then goes back to a Broadway type feel. Only Women Bleed came next. First, is that his first power ballad? I didn't hear a power ballad on the other ones, but that's what it was. Catchy song, well done. A disturbing song, but, he's having something to say. And, I thought it was more menopause. But no. And you know what? I appreciated, these lyrics, and he's saying, women, it's not easy. So, that was that one. Then we go inside to Department of Youth, and it's sung for his teenage fan base again. Okay, but nothing memorable, and there's an Indian tom-tom happening on there, which kind of just took it over. Cold Effie is next. It brings out the cowbells. If you like cowbells, that is the song for you. It is cowbell heaven happening. Enjoyed the funny lyrics and the hard-rocking guitars. Very good. Pops into years ago, another theatrical piece. Disturbing minor keys were used. And then it brings in Steven. What? I'm part of the act now. And he just says, guess I can't be a little boy. Definitely creepy song, but it's Welcome to My Nightmare. Then the song goes into Steven. Like the start of Tubular Bells is what I put down. Song flows in a sequence. The concert must have been fun, but the song didn't hold up alone. So in the concert, it makes sense, all right? Again, the stage show, it makes sense. But if you were just to put on some of these songs, I don't think they hold up. It has to be put together as a whole. Again, it works as a theatrical piece. The Awakening, another nightmare, short and sweet. And then The Escape with Rock is Back, chugging guitars, rolling drums. That ended this in a decent way, kind of tied it all up. But yeah, definitely very theatrical, and just a lot of the songs, you have to, they kind of flow and they need to be together. Brings it to the last song. This is the first Alice Cooper album I ever bought. From the Inside. And I bought this in college. This came out in 1978. I was shocked. Bernie Taupin wrote almost all the, was a co-writer on all the songs. I guess he took a break from Elton John here to come write for Alice Cooper. I love this album because I love this picture. It is fantastic. I loved it because he had this picture, which is fantastic on here. All the people, again, concept type album, Abandoned Insane Asylum. And of course the back doors open up, but that opens up to this picture. So let's talk about this. Came out in 1978 and was not produced by Bob Ezrin. And definitely a concept album about being inside an insane asylum. This a lot of times get panned. I love this album. but it was my first Cooper album. This is my introduction to Alice Cooper. So we begin with From the Inside. Creepy rocker sets the stage, which is these hard beating drums. Then you go Wish I Was Born in Beverly Hills. I like that one a lot. Another great rocker that just deserves to be cranked up. Guitars are a little bit buried in there, I felt, and could have been out front more. But it just had a hard rocking instrumental at the end. You know, the song can hold up by itself. It doesn't have to be part of a concept. We get The Quiet Room. The power ballad again starts about being in a padded room, but then it starts to really rock harder as he goes further and further into it. And again, just being I'm in a padded room or The Quiet Room. Then we hit into Nurse Rosetta, a little more harder rocking. I keep thinking of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And it is pervert lusting for, no, I have a priest lusting after the nurse, okay? He's in there and he feels he should just pull off his collar because he wants Nurse Rosetta. This is perfect for horny teenage boys. That was a perfect song for them. Millie and Billy came next. I like that song a lot because I enjoyed the lyrics of a crazy pair of kids. Creepiest duet ever. Very theatrical. And yeah, they kind of get into about, okay, God made love crazy so he wouldn't feel alone. Okay. And they go, yep, you with your pickaxe and scissors and you with your shovel and gun. And I liked your husband Donald, but such torture his memory brings, all sliced up and sealed in tight baggies. Yeah, all right. But I liked it. So it holds up on its own. Sirius starts side 2. This is another, it's just a screamer of a song, catchy chorus, hard rocking guitars, fantastic. Then it goes into How You Going to See Me Now. Here's a real big power ballad for him. It's not bad though. It's well orchestrated. It's nicely sung. I'm okay with that one. We pop into Veronica's Sake. I likes it, but it has very stupid lyrics, but it rocks hard, which makes it enjoyable. It's about a guy and his dog. They're both locked up. The dog's in the pound. He's in an insane asylum. And that's what we're talking about. Kind of dumb. Jackknife Johnny is the next song. It looks at the plight of Vietnam vets. Another calm song, but poignant lyrics. And they were. When you read the lyrics on that, it's like, God, yeah, it was bad for a lot of Vietnam vets that tend to get ignored. It is not a sing-along song. And the final one, Inmates. We're All Crazy. Another very theatrical song, but interesting. Very dark lyrics, fitting the final song. And it really did pull it all together in there. But it's just like, it's not like we're vicious or gone. We just dug up the graves where your relatives lay on the old forest lawn. That's the kind of stuff. So, yeah. I really, really like this album a lot. I didn't know anything about the other albums. So this, it's just kind of, I was in college, this is one you could crank up, and it's just all the crazy stuff. But if I had to choose, I'd say Billion Dollar Babies is probably my favorite now. Would be close, but followed by that one. The other ones, yeah, not bad. I mean, it's okay, but I've never really sat and listened. So I just paid attention to these, and that's my thoughts on Alice Cooper. Not bad. It's not necessarily my cup of tea with the theatrics. If you saw him in concert, there is no doubt those albums are awesome. I would bet the concerts were fantastic, and these albums pull that all together and make it super exciting. I get that. And for those that have seen him in concert, well done. I can see why he has a big fan base, but if you've never seen the concerts and you're kind of hearing this, I think it takes away something from his music. He was about theatrics, and he really did a hell of a job with it. So there we go. My thoughts on Alice Cooper in under a half hour, barely. Thanks, everyone. Record Store Tour coming up on Thursday on another record store. Bye.